of his eye. Sit right down, we're gonna give you the scoop with Ryan Pfeiffer and Lisa Doop. Shama-lama ding-dong, loop-de-loop. This is the story of a guy named Mr. Boop.
You're listening to Being Mr. Boop. Urge to quit daily recap podcast. Rising. My name is Ryan and I am Mr. Boop.
My name is Lisa and I am Mr. Boop.
Lisa, nice to meet you. It's Friday, August 14th, 2020.
I'm the guest this week.
And today we're reading the 149th ever Mr. Boop strip. What happens in today's Mr. Boop?
In today's Mr. Boop, they said the name of the strip.
Mr. Robbins?
Us.
What? We always say
said
that.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 panels.
Lost them. Wait. Lost thing. Lost shadow synopsis. Good face in the last panel. Honk if you agree.
Did you do it again?
What? No.
You forgot to say it again?
No, I didn't. No.
Sounds like you did.
No. I'm
What's
just reminding
what's
you.
today's shadow synopsis?
Today's shadow synopsis is next week is gonna be wild, pals.
Cool.
What do you think of that?
We'll see. We'll see about that. I'm just seeing Alex's expression on panel 1. So panel 1, flapper shot, I would say. Well,
sure, I'll agree. I'm here to just agree or disagree whether you think it's the flapper shot. That's my one role here.
None of the other shots are like this, but it establishes all the characters and everything.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't need to be a repeated shot. It's just like it's the shot that the rest of the
yeah, I would say it's the widest shot we have. So it is the establishing shot, and yeah, it doesn't have to be repeated. You're right, and it's the widest shot we have. It does not show the environment at all, but it shows all the characters that are present.
So
on the left, we see
Mr.
Betty
Boop.
handcuffed, crying, grimacing. In the middle, we see Alec being held up in the air by his
He's like
tank
a
top, sweating with a kind of weird, like almost like beak-like expression in a way.
He's like a puppet.
Like a puppet,
You
sure.
know?
And on the right, we have the titular, not titular, Mr. Boop, who is holding Alec up by the tank top, and he's still looking at him, pissed off, with a little squiggle above his head to show that he's pissed off. Alec is the one talking in this panel. His speech bubble at the top of the panel says, "Please reconsider, Mr. Boop." Electro point. "I love your daughter very much." Electro point.
Now that is the voice that comes out of this puppet face.
Do you think has Alec ever been referred to as Mr. Boop himself?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe? Are you saying, is this the first time that they've said Mr. Boop in the strip?
I don't know. I would think not, but I feel like I'm not sure if Alec has been referred to.
I would have noticed it.
Would we have?
I think so.
I
tried myself.
We're not very observant. Panel 2.
Maybe you're not.
Close up of just Alec, really being held up, and Mr. Boop, titular not titular, Mr. Boop's arm coming off from the right of the panel, holding him up, but it spread just the tank top. It's super stretched out. It's almost like it's made of like goo. It's like stretching out more like unnaturally. It's like it's not pulling the tank top up at all. It's just like creating fabric for him to clutch as he grabs it up, and it's like it's like elastic.
Flesh.
It's
Yeah.
weird. Because it's not changing the base shape of it at all. It's just like creating a thing for him to grab. Anyway, Alex looking at him sweating and looking nervously, and he says, "I messed up before by not going through the proper channels to marry her, but I've learned my lesson now." And second speech bubble says, "I'll pay the licensing fees or whatever." It's not really clear. Panel 3, we cut over to the titular, not titular Mr. Boop. He's filling up most of the panel, and his hand is like going off the left of the panel because it's clutching Alec, who's off panel. He looks even more pissed off. We see a vein on his forehead as he looks over at Alec, and he's got a 2-part speech bubble that says, "You're right, I should have been more clear. You will never marry my daughter again, Mr. Robbins."
Oh no. Oh, that's the thing I was hoping you wouldn't say.
Never is in all caps and underlined.
I'm wearing in a sports car. That's a reference to the thing.
What?
Hi everyone, I'm here.
Are you talking about the Dover Boys?
Panel... Yeah, sure. In panel,
Oh.
this
A
is where
runabout.
the name.
I'll
this is where
steal
this-
it! No one will ever know!
This is where the
That's what you were referencing?
No, I'll
No?
let it slide.
Well, fucking...
I don't know. I wasn't referencing anything. I was just mumbling.
You said sports car.
Yeah.
Why did you say sports car?
I was just I was, when you say words, you're just thinking I'm just saying things.
Mum's the word.
Yeah.
Good, yeah, good job. Good work, Lisa. Panel 4, similar shot to panel 2, where we just see Alec being held up. It's a little bit more zoomed in, closer. I guess so that the titular, not titular Mr. Whoop's arm wouldn't look stretched out without the speech bubble covering it as it comes off from the right of the panel. Other than that, pretty much the same shot, but Alec is looking at the audience with a goofy expression, kind of a snarky expression with his tongue sticking out. And he's got a thought bubble that says, "This guy needs to take a freaking chill pill."
Amen. Woo woo.
Electro point,
Thanks, everyone.
and chill pill is in all caps. This panel is the one panel I have saved for my reaction image gallery from all of Mr. Boop. This is the one panel I have saved.
And yet I've never.
So I'm glad we finally got into it.
No, you can say.
No, there's a lot of panels. There's a lot of images on my reaction gallery that I don't get a chance to use very much. Also, though, I would hope I wouldn't have to use that panel with you. 'Cause that would mean that you're freaking out.
Oh, it'll happen one day. It'll happen.
Probably
I'm very
the ones,
good at chilling. I'm very good at relaxing myself.
Probably the ones I use the most are that one guy from Catfish who's like, "You got me there." You know that one?
Yeah, that's a classic.
Or Aaron Paul screaming in Need for Speed.
Yeah.
I use that
Yeah.
one. I really like that image of the nostalgia critic's face photoshopped onto the annoying orange. That one's pretty useful.
I've never seen that one. You wanna just get a quick glance, so Ryan, at what the 149th Garfield strip was. So just a quick look.
Are you sending it?
Yeah, I already said it.
Cats need a
Isn't it
balanced
crazy?
diet: meat, eggs, fruit, bread, vegetables, and an occasional Boston fern for dessert. What about it?
Isn't that crazy?
Why?
How different these strips are. Like, I mean, Garfield.
Sure.
Garfield is still in his developmental stage, But here, Boop's fully formed. You think
That's
if
an interesting point.
we think if Boop went on for a few more years, we would have seen this as this is proto Boop.
Well, Mr. Boop is more of a story-based strip, and he's going through different
True.
arcs here. Garfield doesn't do that, so it's hard to develop as much.
True. But he's gonna kick that dog over the table, right?
Yeah, he's got gags. He's got running gags, but
Yeah,
he doesn't.
yeah.
And those kind of develop, but those develop
You
slowly.
know what I like about
It's also got less
Garfield?
panels.
You know what I like about... Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does more. You know what I like about Garfield? Ryan?
Wait. Let me think about that. So, 7 strips a week. Each has 1 less panel. So that's. So 6 of the strips have 1 less panel. So that's. Let me do the math here.
He makes up for it on a Sunday, right?
No, I'm not sure. I think it's still a little bit less all in all, but let me see. So,
Well, I meant
3
from strip to
times...
strip.
Shut up. 3... Wait, 4 times 7 is 28 panels. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 6 is 24. So that's 24 panels in Garfield a week versus 28 panels in Mr. Boop a week. It is a bit more complex than that, though, because eventually he goes to 5 strips a week, and Garfield ends up getting an extra panel a week with the Prelusionary panels. But that'd be much too complicated to figure out. I still think
I'm not gonna do it.
I still think overall Garfield probably has less panels.
Yeah, but I meant from strip to strip.
From strip to strip, Garfield has less panels.
Yeah, but except on Sunday.
And on Sunday
Sometimes
he has 3 extra panels, which does not make up for the 6 other days.
Yeah, but I'm like not considering the whole week, just considering the 1 strip. You know?
There's still 1 less panel.
Yeah, I know, but I mean on Sundays there's more.
Temporarily.
Well, no, for the entirety of
We're
Sundays.
talking about
You
the
don't-
development
you
of the
don't-
strip, so it would be the panels
Nah.
all together.
I'm
We can't talk about
on-
just the panels per strip if we're talking about the development of the entire comic.
I'm not talking about the development of the comic.
That is what we're talking about.
No. I'm just talking about from strip to strip.
What is your point?
What's the point to the panels thing? I don't.
Because we're talking about the development of the strip, and I mentioned, well, he has less panels, so it's less time to develop. They have
That's
there's
true.
less time because there's less.
But he still has 1 day to come up with the strip ideas, right?
What?
Or 1 week or whatever. They still have the same amount of time to come up with strip ideas. Though doesn't
But
change
less
how many panels they use.
space to execute them
Mm.
overall.
Mm.
That was my point. There's less. There's less. It's like we can say, oh, they're on the same strip number, but Mr. Boop has had many more panels at this point. There's a motorcycle driving
Shit.
by. I hate this neighborhood.
Yeah, sure. Why not? But it's just like funny to consider how 2 artists,
It is.
less than a year into their run, compare, contrast.
It is.
Yeah.
I agree. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Garfield's daily,
Yeah.
and it's been 100. There's another motorcycle going by. There's 149 Garfield strips. See, normally I would just try not to talk, but I can't. There's 149. That means 149 days, but it's been almost 365 days of Mr. Boop.
Yeah, because he took breaks.
So what? How many? Okay. When did Mr. Boop start?
I don't know.
Wait.
And I refuse to look it up.
Oh no, sorry. It has not been almost 365 days. I'm dumb. It's been almost a year for our podcast, but we took a break.
We took a longer break.
Yeah. So it has not been almost. So never mind. Disregard what I'm saying.
Yeah, I always do.
I can tell. All right. Well, you've been listening. You've been listening to Being Mr. Boop. This is the tagline. You can visit the show's website at www.beingmrboop.com for a full catalog of episodes and to sign up to host the podcast. For more updates, follow at Mr. Boop Pod on Twitter. I'm at KMono6. I don't know. Check out my link tree. linktra.ee/Kanimono6
Why don't you
for my different links and
look
stuff.
at my Bandcamp?
Look at her
Give me
website.
money.
This is my website, is the Linktree for now. So check out her website.
LisaDuke.org.
LisaDuke.org. Thank you and good night.
Maybe.
This podcast was brought to you by the Pitch Drop Podcast Network. Like what you just heard? Support the show by going to patreon.com/Pitch Drop. And while you're at it, check out pitchdrop.net for more of this and other shows.